It's a regular process that the financial statements of the company needs to be audited on a regular basis. And in general, it is the external auditor who would be involved in this auditing process. Obviously, the company will have a regular internal audits as well, but the main intention of an external audit or bringing in an external auditor, apart from the regulatory reasons where it is required for a public listed company, apart from that, it adds some amount of credibility that the someone who is external to the firm is really evaluating the quality of the financial statement. So a person who is evaluating the financial statements for various investment decision purposes gets some kind of additional confidence, gets some kind of assurance that the financial statements that are prepared by the company are credible. There is not too much of manipulation or cooking that has happened in the development of the financial statements. So it brings in more and more confidence into the minds of the investors and lenders. All the various stakeholders, they get an additional assurance that the financial statements that the company is publishing are more and more reliable and they don't contain any kind of material manipulations. And because the auditor is an external person, it is primarily coming out as an independent opinion, especially associated with the truth as well as the fairness of the financial statements. Here, the auditor main intention is to see whether the company is following or preparing the financial statements in line with the accounting principles. So, but if they are following GAAP practices or IFRS kind of practices, whatever are the practices they are following, are they using the accounting principles in a correct way to prepare these financial statements? And he would also get into a physical checking of the accounting records. Physical verification of the accounting records also would be checked, and finally an opinion would be released by the auditor. And one of the major opinions that is going to give, especially if the financial statements are more and more in line with the accounting standards and accounting policies, the auditor is going to give an unqualified opinion, which means the company's financial statements are prepared in line with the accounting standards and principles, and shareholders really should not be worried. Shareholders are assured whatever the profits and whatever the assets the company is disclosing in the financial statement, they can be believed upon. And that makes the typical capital markets more and more open, more and more confidence gets built up into the minds of the investors, and any kind of lenders, they are more assured on it. And even if there are any kind of collateral that are kept, the company's assets being kept as a collateral or any kind of lending or borrowing requirement, they add more and more credibility once the financial statements are more and more audited by an external auditor. So that's the reason typically every company, it gets its financial statements audited. Probably it can even serve as a kind of a marketing tool which talks about the ethics as well as the fairness in terms of the work of the company and in terms of preparation of the financial statement, right?